Hello everybody and welcome back to our Barcelona recreation from 2008-2009 season. As far as we're concerned, it's the year 2008, well I suppose 2009 now. And there's some classics in the charts. We had Madonna, Katy Perry by the looks of it, Lady Gaga and Bass Hunter. Those were the times, eh? Bit of Bass Hunter, love a bit of Bass Hunter. Okay, so into today's video then, we're going to have our game against Real Madrid and then we're going to do the end of season review. Season's over, we've won it, we know that. But it's going to be interesting for a last look at how we're going to do possession-wise against Real Madrid and away from home. So that's what we're going to look at today. Results of camera have been great, keep scoring, and we can't concede. So good recipe for success. Average possession is currently at 58%, 21,000 passes completed. Probably going to fall just short of 22, I would expect, or maybe just break 22. That'll be the target for next season. Not a target, but that'll be something to look at for next season in terms of pure statistics. Team for today's game is going to be Ter Stegen in goal, Lazari, Lacroix, Garcia, Saraki at the back, Ndombele, De Jong and Pedri in the middle, then Martins, Fati and Daka up front. Assistant manager says, I want you to pick up where you left off. Well, it's not the most exciting of games, which had 65% possession, now we're down to 63. I am not happy with the performance like that. There was no highlights in the first half. This is the first thing we've seen in the game. I just had to zoom in on the pitch a little bit there because obviously we're at a smaller stadium, at a smaller club, so I had to make sure we could fit it all in here and look better. Gelson Martin's going to come off, Galeno's going to go on. Going to take off, I think, Saraki and put on Demir. And Ansu Fati off into Payon. Well, I thought I'd put this game on key highlights because the last few times extended has shown quite a few, and that was obviously a mistake because we had one highlight the entire game, it was 0-0. So, you have my sympathies, yeah, I'll say to the players. So that game finished on 56% possession for us, and we had 616 passes. Just so you're aware, if you're wondering about stats of that game. Okay, I'll see you in a second then for the end of season review, where we'll go through all the stats of the season and all that kind of stuff. Welcome back. So the end of season review, the new arrivals. Yeah, Maxence Lacroix. He is by far the best signing. He was fantastic. A starting player all season. Not a bad amount of money to spend on a player that's going to be a starting player for the next 10 years. You know, potentially there. So fantastic. Lazari was very good as well. Very necessary to play the Dani Alves role. He got 12 assists, which is pretty good. So that's not, he didn't take set pieces, he didn't take corners or anything, so that's pretty good. 9 for Martins. Yeah, 9 for Martins as well. Not too bad. Not too bad across the board there. The season's results, the league was better than anything else, wasn't it? So the only thing we ended up doing pretty well in was the league. 95 points isn't bad considering how badly we started as well. Moments to remember. They were the moments. Finances. Cover your eyes. No, it's not too bad. It's better. We've done a lot better anyway since we've been here. We can't fix the problems caused for the last 10 years of the club being run the way it has, but we can fix what we can do right now. And yeah, you know, nobody wanted to buy any of the new player shirts, but we're getting there. Everything else has gone up, I think. It says NA, but I think it's gone up. It's green. How we lined up, well, I mean, we haven't used that tactic for ages, for one, and for two, if it's going to go for the most recent tactic, it should be the current one. And if it's the most common tactic, it should also be the current one. So I don't know how they've ended up with this, but the accolades. Fans player of the season, Lacroix. Young player of the season, Lacroix. Signing of the season, Lacroix. Fans player of the season, Lacroix. Young player of the season, Lacroix. Signing of the season, Lacroix. What a player. Lacroix. One of those three he is. And you can see the other ones here as well. Record breakers and all that sort of stuff. Fantastic. History of the making, thank you very much. That is it. That's the end of season review. The tactic isn't perfect. I think it's really good, especially like towards the end of the season. You could just see the way it's playing. If you were to see all these games, you would just see how well it was playing. It was a fantastic tactic, and I think it's going to only get better with better players. And it's going to be hard to just buy players the way you normally would as a top side. You would just keep going up and up and up. But we're going to have to sell some players. Like I'm going to sell Ter Stegen because he's a fantastic goalkeeper, especially on Football Manager. But we could get like 40 million all up front for him and then buy a goalkeeper for like 15 that could do the same sort of job. And those are the kind of decisions we have to make and be prepared to make, I think, to get the finances back in order because we're 53 million in debt. We've not done anything yet. Like, our transfer debt's only 200 grand. That's nothing to do with us, you know? So it's, well, getting knocked out of the Champions League group stage didn't help, did it? That didn't help proceedings, but we're back this year, so it's all good. And just so you know, I did it with my manager as well. I always play as myself, Football Manager. So I always have my own real life qualifications. So I always have B license and Sunday League footballer as the previous experience set on the game. and also don't speak Spanish. So if you'd have had a manager that spoke Spanish that had slightly high reputation at the start, it might have actually done better right off the bat anyway. But I think we did pretty well considering the start that we had and how we developed over time. I've got zero interest whatsoever in selling either of these two. These will be our two starting centre backs, I think, for the whole time, if we can. Lacroix, along with Garcia, are the two, I think. In fact, I think I'm just calling Max from now on, because then it stops me having to try and pronounce his name properly every time. So Max and Garcia are going to be our two centre backs for the rest of the time, I think, with our PK and Puyol combination. There's a few different ways we could go about this. We could end the save here and just say that, you know, the recreation was complete. We'd achieved what we set out to achieve, and just end the save here, and I'll just carry this on off camera and we tweet some updates, but I don't know, something like that. We could carry this on like as a normal series now, where we do the same sort of thing, but we don't do the games in depth anymore. We're not really over-analysing the tactics as much. We may still have to go back to it. There are a couple of games in there where we ended up like 48% possession. In fact, towards the end of the season, there was a game, maybe the last one, Celta Vigo. Like this game here against Celta Vigo, we ended up with a lot less possession, and there's no correlation and common denominator amongst teams that do this to us. They play different formations, different styles, but it happens every now and again. I don't know fully why yet. We did play a slightly rotated side, but that wasn't why it happened, I don't think. So it's going to be interesting to figure out why that's happening in the next year, and maybe the future years. So there is a little bit of analysis still to go, but generally it'll go back to being more like a general save, I guess. So if people want that, that's great. If they're happy just to have seen this as it was, I can just leave it here. Let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you're enjoying, I hope you did enjoy it. Something slightly different to do on a save. And me doing what I would normally do off camera, but recording all my steps through, and how we ended up getting to where we got to. And when people say, well, could you try this? I think everybody's going to see, well, we did try that at least at some point. It's just good enough when people say as well, you know, did you try, this with this? We can look back through the videos and say we did try that at least at some point. But every different combination of all on duty can get the same outcome out. You could easily tell me you've made a Pep Guardiola recreation from Barcelona 2008 2009, and it could look completely different as this, and both could be correct. You know, there isn't just one way to do it. There is no one way to make a recreation. Your way could be just as completely correct, maybe more correct than mine. You know, there is no wrong or right way to do it. If it's coming out in the match engine, it's correct, regardless of what it looks like here in my opinion. But I think that should be true anyway. It's about how it comes out in the match engine that matters, not how correct does it look by somebody's made up custom tick list of how tactics should be created. You know, it's how did it come out and are you happy with it? If you're happy with it, that's great. Absolutely great. We broke the 22,000 passes completely. We dropped down to 57% average possession. That's disappointing, but we did finish top of the average possession. Expected goals for was 77.07. Clear-cut chances created 164 for us. Expected goals against was 24.31. We only had 100 shots against us all season, which is impressive. Bottom of the net transfer spends, and second highest pair in wages. 82 goals scored, 19 against. That's going to do it. 95 points, first place, champions of La Liga. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for everybody's support and the comments and the tweets, and everything's been fantastic on this series. I really appreciate everything you do. I make a big effort to make sure I'm not always asking people to like, comment, subscribe in every video, because I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me for some reason. Like at the end of the videos, they'll have like the end card which says to do it, but I just don't like to. I don't like to do it generally. I'll do it maybe once every 20-30 videos. But yeah, 60% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed. If you do have an account and you're able to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It really does help. All the subscriptions, the likes and the comments, everything helps. And I can't thank you enough for everything you've done so far. And I hope we continue to grow as a channel, and I hope we can continue to do more series like this. Thank you very much for watching. And Barcelona champions of La Liga, and we're going to bring back 2008-2009 again next season. Thanks for watching.